Welcome back to The Spot, and it's time now for a spot of music. Let's take a look at who we have.
Yes, let's.
Hope she's fine.
She has a really, really cool sound, a really cool voice. But I think I guess she's still, you know, like pushing, doing that whole, trying to be consistent with, you know, what she's doing and all that stuff. So.
Had a
I
few
think
hits.
she's just discovered her sound and where she wants to be,
Okay.
which is this sort of trapeze. I don't even know what to call it, but it's got a bit of a trappy kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
So she's evolved, and the music is very trendy and it's catchy, and I hope that this will be it for her.
Yeah. I like the video. I like the fact that she's not trying to do, she's styled and she's got that whole thing in line with what the sound is. So it's not like she's in a she's not standing in, I don't know.
And I like the fact that this is not even just about the video. If you see Zion on a normal day, she's probably wearing like a baggy tee, you know, and it's interesting because most females in the industry want to look sexy, you know, but she's found something that works for her, and she still looks sexy in her own, you know, way, I guess.
Probably because, I mean, you're sexiest when you're being yourself, when you're authentic, so, you know, that works for her. So, yeah, I definitely like the sound. I definitely, actually do like the video. I didn't see who directed it, but
Neither did I.
yeah, I like that whole vibe going on. I like that she's, you know, the leader of the pack right there. So you know who's the boss in this video. She's not she's making no bones about it. She's quite creative too. I feel like in everything she does, she tries to be different. I even remember when she came on the show, I think she was the only guest at that point that had come with things that were branded. Her, you know, she already had like calendars and things like that, and like she had her music that she was going to give away, which is common. People do bring their CDs and stuff, but like she had calendars and other things that were like her brand, and you could tell that she was very, very intentional about the things that she was doing and where she wanted her career to go. So I'm happy to see that she's continuing, and I'm, you know, hoping for the best for her in 2017. I'm sure we're gonna hear more from Miss Sion. Yeah, dab, just dab.
My sweating.
Anyway, introduce the guest.
Also be too.
Every time he does this, just ignore him.
Okay.
You can't ignore me.
So it's time for us to bring in our guest into the
You're not
studio.
a bully, I swear.
Please, your time is almost up here. Welcome our guest into the studio, and he is Mr. Tunji Andrews. Come on in.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Hi guys.
So you decided to cross over from the crunch over to. Usually I see you on the crunch. Welcome to the show. Hello.
How are you, sir?
How you doing?
All right.
Hi.
Let's go.
Nice to meet you. You can sit right here.
All right, thank you for having me.
Ooh, you're welcome. Welcome to the show.
Oh, it's good to be here.
Do you watch the show? This one?
No. Can't you see any
The
face
catching
already?
very serious, you know. You're our first economist.
I'm trying to be like laid back, you know, just trying to relax and hang. Am I doing well?
Yeah.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right. You're doing all right.
Put one leg on the chair, then we know that you're serious.
I don't think we can be stretching that far.
You know, I have a 9 to 5, so I still have to go back to the office.
Yeah.
I know, right?
You know, before the boss says, I saw you on that show.
I wasn't sure.
What
I was quite
going
sure.
on there?
Yeah.
You know, our clients don't like that
I
kind of
don't
behavior.
quite like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, as you mentioned, you have a 9 to 5. You're an economist.
Yeah,
And that's, well, you're the first economist we've had on the show.
Yeah.
Please.
that's not good.
Which, no.
We should do more. We should do more.
We've
guys
had,
are
no, we've had
hiding.
financial, we've had personal
Experts.
finance,
Okay,
finance people come, a
okay.
couple of them I think, and journalists and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm very sure you get the question a lot. what's happening with Nigeria? Are we just going to lose all our money? Please, what's happening with Nigeria? Are we going to lose all our money?
That's not a fair question to ask me though, because we're in real dire times. A lot of us, we've started to, because at the end of the year we start to put reports for the next year.
Yeah.
And the initial reports we're seeing is saying that 2017 is going to be worse than what we're experiencing now. I shouldn't be saying that here, right?
No, no, you need to get a dose of reality sometimes so that you can prepare accordingly.
Yeah, because the things, the feeders we're getting, foreign investors are even, they were averse at first, but now they're kind of digging their heels in and say, we're not coming.
Yeah.
No, you can't get us there. So there's a lot happening that we need to fix, and we've not started fixing it yet. So it's a long road to go.
Wow. That's
sorry to do that.
Yeah.
No.
So
Sorry.
I was just going to say, so how would you advise us to waddle through and manage?
Survive. And that's what I've been saying. I've been saying it since the beginning of 2016. We're going to get through it, but everyone just needs to survive this time. Whatever you can do to survive, just survive.
Yeah.
It's going to get better eventually, not necessarily by what we do, because in the medium to long term, crude oil will rebound, Nigeria will get better, we'll forget all these hard times, we'll move on.
Okay, well, it's time for us to go on a break, guys. We'll be right back with Mr. Tunji Andrews.
Welcome back to The Spot, guys, and now it's time for us to get into it with our topic of the day. And today we're talking about handling the recession.
Happy topic, isn't it?
It is
quite
a happy
the opposite.
topic. So
unfortunately, I'm the person to talk about it.
Yes, you are. I'm sure a lot of our viewers will definitely enjoy this topic and have lots of questions to ask.
Yeah.
So for the last year, Nigeria has been in a recession, and for those who don't know what a recession is, it's sad times. But it is also
money. There's no money because
so it's
that's the best definition I've heard so far.
Sad times.
I'm telling you.
So it's a period of of time in a country's economy where there is a decline and everything is slow as a result of this. So there's a lot of inactivity with industries and work and money circulating in the market. So life just becomes slow.
Right.
And so we'll go around just discussing how we have personally dealt with the recession.
How have we dealt with the recession?
Because it's been like being in a relationship with somebody, breaking up, and then finding out that person has a child somewhere, and
Zainab, you really took
that's what it felt like, because end of 2015 we were all being prepped for this year, this 2016 year that was supposed to be absolutely terrible, and it comes in and she starts to do her thing, and the forex starts to to increase, and then it disappears slowly, and work is very slow. Nobody's spending money. The foreign companies aren't really investing that much. People are losing work. So I was like, okay, this thing is very special. However, I would like to just note, and this is honestly just the glory of God, because I can honestly say that I haven't felt the
recession.
I haven't felt the recession.
Because every time I ask you for money, you say no.
My life has been, but again, with the power of God, it has been recession-proof. I've seen it. There are things that I haven't liked, but there's always been something that comes to help make it easier. So 2016 has been a great year in my life. But aside from that, I have family and friends. I have a mother who's in textiles, and who has a very dollar-dependent business. And I've just seen her literally she's like, what should we do now? Should I just quit and stop because you can't access dollars to go and buy products and trade. You have stock in your stores that are not moving because people can't afford the inflated prices. So on that end, it's very
scary.
It's scary. Yeah. It's scary, especially when you don't know where we're going.
Right.
We don't know where we're going.
I think that's what it is, you know, like for me, it's just been, you know, okay, as things progressively kind of started going this year, it was kind of like, okay, but how much lower are we, you know, where are we going? So beginning of the year, you're like, okay, fine, I'm going to just try to be a little bit more frugal, a little bit more prudent about where I'm spending my money and all those kind of things. But then you see things, and I know people might say, oh, well, you're having different classes, different problems, right?
Right.
Some people, obviously, times are so tough, like you can't even afford, you know, mackerel in the market. And then for some people who have, for example, okay, dollar dependent, they're okay, they're sort of comfortable, they have their own business, they're doing all right. It's tough for them too because they have dollar dependent businesses, or they have businesses where they have to import a lot, and then now there's so many more restrictions. You know, for some people, like I was one of the people who earlier in about October, when pretty much almost all the banks all of a sudden sent out all this message saying you can no longer do any foreign transactions, you can no longer spend, you can no longer use your ATM. I was in the States just at that time. Whoa. And because I couldn't get any dollars before I left, I was like, okay, well, I'll just try and use my card. So then I was stuck and I had no access to any of my money. And I was there for a while, so then I was thinking, what am I going to do? You know, same thing I've heard about people who traveled for healthcare reasons, who for even little things, you know, silly things like, okay, I need an Uber. You can't use Uber because you can't, but you can't go to the ATM and quickly grab some cash to use a taxi. So it was things like that. It was like, you know, and people just think, oh, this won't affect me, but it actually is affecting everybody at every level.
And with the banks or, I don't know, CBN, whoever, I feel like they're making it up as they go along. As new things happen, that's when they start to. Well, we've always been reactive rather than proactive.
Right.
But the biggest issue for me is that there isn't anybody communicating to the people to at least calm the nerves.
In plain terms, yeah.
We have been.
Please calm us right now.
We've started doing a third thing. We've started becoming destructive of recent. I'll explain what I mean, because she said we're never proactive or reactive. We've become destructive.
Okay.
And we crawled into where we are, doing a lot of things, some from previous administration, some from this administration. So it was just a coming together of so many bad decisions and things, and everything just came to, you know, it was like some witches just sat down somewhere and said, Nigeria will mean you guys this year.
They're ready for you.
So, we've persistently been taking the wrong decisions since. Persistently. So, I mean, there was still some that happened this last week, and right now we're at the point where we're thinking, that it's a possibility where Nigeria might be in a worse scenario going into 2017, and it might not be better till the third quarter, around this time next year.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say that. I shouldn't.
No, say the
but
truth.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yep.
So, I mean, I have been telling people about a few things I've been doing to, you know, like manage the recession.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to get to that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll discuss some of those things. We'll see you guys in just a moment.
Hey guys, welcome back to the spot. We're still having a very interestingly sad conversation about recession. And before we went on the break, we were talking about how we handle recessions, right?
Yeah, so some ways that you've been.
Okay, so the basic thing we need to understand, first of all, is that due to the fact that a lot of things we purchase on a daily basis are dollar denominated or bought by dollars, and even the ones that are made in Nigeria for food items, for instance, that come from the north, wherever, because of the fact that fuel prices have almost doubled, also have increased the prices. So It's survival mode. You have to get into survival mode, right? The first thing I tell people is just try to budget.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of just get by, you know, without planning, you know, my accounts. I just keep looking at it. I know when I should start panicking. You know, it's going down. Okay, no, I've not got into panic mode yet. Okay, I've got into panic. No. This is the time when you have to actually budget every single item you sell. Because the truth about it is that without doing anything, you've actually taken a pay cut of like 50%.
Yeah.
If not more than.
Yeah.
Grocery shopping for my home. I tell people this everywhere, as in, it used to be like 25, 30,000 back in the day. And this was me, you know, just lounging through the aisles, you know, picking things I was like, okay, what does that do? All right, you know, let's just take this. And now I'm avoiding aisles.
Okay.
And I'm doing over 70,000. As in, I'm like, that aisle, I don't think I need anything to buy.
Keep it pushing.
Talking to yourself. Do I need this?
Keep
No.
keep going. And I'm doing 70,000 every month. So it just kind of puts a picture of how much things have really increased without us really seeing it. So I try to tell people to visit the local neighborhood stores. Yeah, we try to go to the big stores.
The chain.
And the thing about those big stores is that they restock very often. And because they restock very often, the changes in dollar prices affects them quicker than it affects the stores beside you.
Okay.
Yeah. I shouldn't have said this here because I do this, you know, and it's been saving me a bit. So if you go to the local stores, you find out that the prices are still slightly cheaper than it is at those bigger stores that we kind of like to go to with the AC and everything. Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like we know that there's a recession, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of us still want to do the same things. Do you understand?
Yes,
like,
you can.
and that's what's killing people.
I want to go on a, but
No,
I
even
cannot.
shopping,
I look at my bank and I
normally,
sit down.
like a few years ago, you know, you could just look online and shop, you know.
Yeah.
You have money in your account, right? So now you might still have money in your account, but you need to understand that you even if you can't shop, you have to reduce the way that you spend.
I tell people that the shame in this recession will be if you don't get out of it.
Yeah.
Not if you cut back.
Okay.
Because there's one thing we all need to understand about recessions. If you look through history, even biblical terms, recessions are periods where old money dies, new money is built.
Made,
Right.
So at this time, people will grow, new ideas will come, will be blockbusters, they will make huge kills. People will be so distressed, they will have to sell things at cheap prices. People will take over houses. It happens in these periods, right? So you have to be very, very observant. You know, you can't be acting like in fact, if there's anything, you have to be hoarding your cash right now, looking for those opportunities, and you're thinking,
what I do is I make sure I save.
Do you want to sell that house?
Yeah.
You know? Are you sure?
The housing market better wake up.
No, the housing market is taking a serious hit.
Yeah.
Go to Lekki areas now and you're seeing houses that were going for 40, 50 million. The guys are now telling you if you have 35 cash,
they'll probably collect.
I'll collect. You know, and some people tell you, 32. Can you pay 2 times? I'm not joking. I'm not joking because I see it. Their houses empty. They're building houses on a regular basis and they're empty. You get, and these guys have to pay the loans back to the banks that they collected the money from. So they're under pressure.
Yeah.
They're under pressure to be able to sell. So there are a lot of things happening right now. So if you're still, you know, TGIFing, like nothing is happening, I'm just looking at you like,
bro,
something's gonna happen.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that maybe some of those people haven't yet gotten through the mourning phase of the recession to where they do start to see the opportunities, because this is really the time where we're gonna know who's ready to move forward and who just wants to just sit around, because now there are a lot of problems that require solutions. The opportunities are vast, and
you have to be
rather than even just sitting and waiting for to be bailed out by foreign companies, this is where we need to look inwards as individuals and say, okay, how can we make Nigeria great?
Yeah, how can
what
we
can
solve the
we
problem?
make in here and get out there and invest in our own economy?
I mean, it's everywhere, even in my sector. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and you kind of think, when are they even going to recognize you? And when is the president going to call you? And, you know, this thing, I've been talking for a very long time. It's not working.
Yeah.
Of recent, they've been so stuck with nothing is working that they're looking to everywhere for ideas right now. Do you get? So I get a call, dude, can you come over to Abuja? We need to set, you know, we're putting a team together. And I'm like, okay.
So now you know it's serious.
I was like, now you know I exist, right?
Yeah.
You know, so those are the things. It's happening everywhere. So you have to
hold that, please. Remember what you want to say, right? Okay. We need to go on a break right now, guys. The spot will be right back.
Welcome back to The Spot, and today we're talking about handling the recession. And you were saying something about, so suddenly the
opportunities are opening up everywhere. I mean, it's even rent issues. I mean, people that were really desperate to find a house, and you just had 1.5 million, or you know, and you were looking for, you're eyeing that house, but you know you couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And now the house has been empty for a while, and the landlord is like, bros, are you looking for a house? You know, you can pay. I've decided, you know, I understand what is happening. Come on, you know, take this house. Yeah. So it's happening everywhere. Deals are happening on a daily basis. The amount of deals that come at me these days is ridiculous. In fact, what I tell people now is, you have to actually weigh those deals, because they're going to come at you so fast and thick that you might just pick up the wrong one.
The wrong one, okay.
You know,
gotcha.
Because it was in times like this people bought Microsoft. It was in times like this that people bought into Facebook. You know, some people thought, I won't buy into this. I'll buy Napster instead. You know, where's Napster now? Where's Facebook? You know, it's those kind of situations. So you really have to keep your eyes open and, you know, basically look out for opportunities.
Okay, so my question now, you just mentioned a couple of things, Facebook, Napster, etc. And I just started thinking about our Nigerian stock market.
Yep.
Now, the Nigerian stock market has had issues for quite a while anyway. It's been sort of on the low side for a while. It hasn't been doing too well. Would you advise, is this something that you would advise people, say, okay, if for your long-term goals, this is a good time to invest in certain stocks? Or would you say, this is still not quite?
I'll explain why.
Okay.
Sorry, Oscar. That's the
the
CEO of the stock exchange. The stock market is basically a barometer of the economy, and if the economy has a cold, you kind of feel the fever in the stock market. So I do think that a lot of those prices will still continue to fall, at least for the medium term.
Okay.
But what is important to note is that when it starts to pick up, that's when to buy.
Okay.
Immediately we start hearing the good news. Oh, all is rebounding. It's now $70 per barrel. Oh, people are now getting very, very bullish. That's when to buy, because a lot of these stocks are penny stocks now.
Yeah.
Banks are selling for less than ₦1. And when the markets start to rebound, they're going to go as high as 15, 16 naira. So imagine if you buy something 2,000 shares at ₦1 each.
Yeah.
When it goes back to 15 naira, you make a killing.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that this is a time where a lot of people are going to make money. So a few of us are just being very, okay.
Is there anything that you want to do? Just let me know so that I can.
I'll get your number.
So that we can join you.
And a lot of
come to your office.
Right now, tech companies are, you know, exploding everywhere because people can't afford to pay dollars to buy those software from wherever it is anymore. So they're now is there somebody that can do it here? You know, and those guys are like, I can do it at a cheaper rate. And so those guys are really, you know, expanding, opening offices. So it's not as bad as it is for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, frontier sectors are opening up. Things are still doing well. Entertainment is still. It's still
Alcohol
good.
business is still good.
It's still good. Yeah, that club beside my house is still working.
Still popping.
But I mean, when you say entertainment is still good, sometimes I wonder if it is because, you know, for, let's say, movies, right? Investment is still needed in that sector. Okay, I'll take EbonyLife. Sitsi, we're a TV station. We're across Africa. But there's things that we need. So if petrol and diesel prices go up high and we don't have power, our costs increase because we have to be on 24/7, for example. staff still has to get paid. Advertising still needs to be on the channel. If you're getting people not spending as much money, they might not spend as much money for ads, or there's another hike in diesel prices, but we're not getting enough. We're not getting as much income, or we're getting the same amount of income, but we don't have the same amount of expenditure. So I don't know necessarily. Sometimes when I hear that, I feel like,
I feel there's something unique, especially with the example you just gave now, EbonyLife TV, for instance. The shake-up, the recession, is going to create more opportunities for an EbonyLife TV, for instance. As things start to settle, people are going to start looking for more investment channels.
Okay.
I heard someone talking about saying if I was in, I could come to Nigeria with £10 and buy a house in Lekki or something like that.
Yeah.
But you see, this is what foreign investors also know. So they are waiting for you guys to get your act together. So they've kept all
the money.
Yeah. So when we see that there's a bit of stability, we're going to come in and buy these assets cheap.
Yeah.
So they're going to flood the market with money. And at that particular time, all the companies or all the people that have positioned themselves in niche areas will be the ones that would get that funding directly. Because EbonyLife TV stands out in its own sector.
Amen.
You understand? So it's the case of, I want to go into entertainment TV. Who am I looking at? It's not like there's competition. So, okay, this is who I'm going to target. Yeah. And there are people who have their money directed at just your sector.
Right.
They will not invest in agriculture. They will not invest in mining. They just want to invest in this because they understand the business.
Okay.
Right? So it's wherever you are, this is the time to show the skills you've got.
Yeah.
As a show that I am samurai.
It's great that we're having this conversation. Okay.
It is great that we're having this conversation.
It's great that we're having this conversation.
But I have to put you on pause real quick. We have a couple minutes where we're going to go to another break. When we come back, we're going to hear Timini's question, and we'll still be here on the spot, so please stay with us. Hi, welcome back to The Spot. Hopefully you're joining in on the conversation via Facebook, Twitter, and of course via email. We still have Tunji Andrews in the house. And before the break, Timini, you had something that you wanted to say?
No, I just it's great that we're having this conversation because a lot of times, a lot of people that watch, these shows, they're expecting to see stuff that's, funny and interesting and about love and all of that. So now that they're listening, because trust me, I know we have their attention. Because this affects everybody.
Yeah.
Let's discuss tips. One or two or 3 or 4 tips that because even from this conversation already, I've learned that recession is the time for innovation.
Yeah.
So this is the time to start thinking about what you can do from your house, or what you can do that would give service or give value to
monetizing your skills, basically.
Yeah. How can you monetize nap taking? I'm a big fan of taking naps. I just feel like just kidding.
I don't know how to do that one.
So what else? What else can we save more? Make sure you're saving.
Saving, I wouldn't say saving. I would say stacking up.
Okay.
They're 2 different things. Stacking up is you're looking for opportunities. Saving is you're just hoarding. Because right now, what are you going to use the money to do? Every day that you have 10 naira in your pocket, the dollar goes higher. The 10 naira, the value reduces. So it really makes no sense holding the 10 naira in your pocket.
Gotcha.
So what you need to do is start looking for proper assets to buy with every single cash you have. So I have friends who have gone into that taxi business, that automated taxi business. And what they're doing is, as the money's coming, they're trying to put it together to buy this. So they're looking, okay, I want to put money, my salary, I'm cutting it down, I want to put into this. And you're looking at those areas that will grow when things, come back.
So what about which currency to hold your money in?
You cannot bet against the dollar in any. Okay, sorry.
Now things might change.
Sorry, Mr. Emefele. I mean, it's true. You can't bet against the dollar in any emerging economy.
Yeah.
You cannot. The dollar was 199 naira at one point. And I was telling people, from what I see, speculations is going to get to 260. Oof. You know, I felt like it, you know, I felt like Nostradamus at that point, and I was saying, you know, it's going to get to 260. I didn't even see that I was going to get over 400.
Yeah.
So, and even if it's going to cut back a bit, I don't think we're ever going to see 200 ever again.
Ah.
I don't think we're going to ever see
no, it's true. Just like our parents saw it 1-to-1 at one point.
I don't think we're going to ever see
down
200 again. At least maybe not in our lifetime, because the things that need to be done for it to come back to that position.
Can you make it soft a bit? Like make it soft.
No.
Unfortunately, that is what I do.
So that we know what to do. You've given us a few tips.
Unfortunately, this is. You need to come to strategy sessions where we talk about things like this.
Can I
Everybody's like, you know, this is the demeanor throughout the entire meeting, because everybody's like,
where am I going to take my kids?
There's no smiling.
There's no
even if you crack a joke, the person looks at you like,
what's
so you
funny?
can afford to laugh. You don't have problem. You can still afford to laugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because those people have, especially when, you know, it's calm when it's your money you want to invest. It's a totally different ballgame if 3 of you give me money to invest.
Every day I'll call you. How far?
Do you get? Because I'm sweating. I can't lose your money.
Yeah.
And losing your money means I've lost credibility, right? So I know that if I lose your money, my career is basically over.
You failed. Basically.
So I'm now thinking, how can I make sure? So it is a hard thing to do.
It's hard times to be an economist.
It's actually very good times.
I mean,
never been.
Yeah.
Business is good.
Thank you. I'm happy that you're happy.
I must say something. I must say something, right? My income has basically quadrupled over the last 1 year.
Okay.
I'm not even joking. But my buying power has relatively remained the same. I'm just kind of thinking, what would have happened if things didn't go this bad? You know, probably I would have just, moving on. But the idea is that, yes, it's actually very good times for people who are in my sector, because we basically have been shouting things for a long time. I was saying that we're going to enter into a recession in 2014. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see my tweets. I'll say we're going to get into a recession in 2016, but nobody listened. And
well, they're listening now.
Yeah.
Yes, let me follow you. So the next one you say, I'm just like, okay.
I'm ready. All right. Well, with that, we actually have come to the end of the show for the day. It's been quite an interesting show. I think,
Sorry.
We've all learned something.
We've
all learned something, and I'm sure we'll be tapping on your brain for some more advice in the future.
Definitely.
But we thank you so much for your time. Thank
you
for your
me.
words. And thank you guys for joining us.
Stop eating out, cook in your house.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, guys. Well, that is one. Stop eating out so much.